Mission, on mission, trying to get it right. Transition, changing the way that I see life. Transition mind. I'm on a mission, trying to get it right. I'm transitioning my life. Making a transition. Ooh, making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Trying to mission, on mission. I'm on a mission, I'm trying to get it right. Changing the way that I see life. Transition in my life. On a mission, on a mission, on a mission.
Hello. Welcome to Alchemizing Energy. So, I have been on several panels lately and I have been talking about relationships on these panels. And it's very interesting, like the way that men today see relationships. When it comes down to marriage, I think that people are looking for a maid, you know. And I wanted to talk to Baba Yashabaya about the marriage because, how long have you been married, Baba?
I've been married. I've been married 4 times. First time I was married for a year and a half. The second time, 4.5 years. The third time, 38 years. And the last time, I'm 18 years in.
Wow. Okay. So you're talking to a person that been married several times over, right?
That's
And
right.
I got into it with a person, with my cousin actually, when I was reviewing a panel, and we were talking about the male and female roles. And I'm gonna share this with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna share this with you guys because I think it's really crazy. Hold on, people are calling me. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm on live. We're talking about marriage. Me and Baba Yashabai, we're talking about marriage right now. So I would love for you to come up. Well, I think you should speak on it because we're talking about if marriage is marriage a business or is it like really a real, like what is marriage? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, come on up, come on through.
Salute to the platform. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. All right. Sorry about that, guys. People texting me, calling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, hold on
I
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so he's been divorced. It's good to get people that's divorced. I want to hear from divorced people. I want to hear from everybody because I believe that the way that we are approaching marriage is wrong. I think that people have a really weird understanding of relationships. And so I'm going to play. So this was a panel I was on. They were very disrespectful, Baba. So just be prepared to hear some
Well,
disrespectful.
that's life in the fast lane. So come on with it.
There's some disrespectful things that are being said on this panel to
But that's
me.
just
So just
emotion.
be prepared. So
That's just emotions. People and their emotion, what they think and feel. All right.
so long as we can get through that, because I trust me, they're gonna be saying, "But you ain't got nothing else to offer but your dick, bro." There's people that listen. There are people in my life.
No. What does that mean?
Let me talk. Let me speak.
I want you to talk, but I
See. Here's the thing. I'm about to break it down to everybody, and we're gonna see check this out.
want you to explain what you mean. What you mean by I don't have nothing else to offer but my dick?
What I'm trying to tell you, now this is all he's talking about is he's telling some wild stuff on this panel. So just so y'all know, he's talking about how he want to, it was getting kind of, talking underneath my skirt and all type of stuff. And I pretty much said, hey, listen, That's why you guys are behind, because that's all you're thinking about is sex.
A
So
business. You'll help them with their.
here we go. Hold
I
on.
got
Why do men think that because you're a bigger woman, you should just be low self-esteem out here just crying? Why do they think that? They think that we should just be over here like, just I'm just fat and just low self-esteem. I feel so sorry for myself. Oh my god! Like, what do they want us to do? Like, bro, just jump off a bridge, you fat. You know?
got this big old wet
No.
pussy. I suck the dick like this. You was the one up here talking like that, not me.
No, that's not what I said. And see, that's the way that they interpreted what I said, because they're horny, and because of the things that I was talking about, they took it like I'm just saying, yeah, I suck some good mean. You know, imagine I'm talking about like things I've been through, and they interpreted it on some
That's the
weird
problem.
stuff. Let's go about that. Let's go.
Zion, the war child. All right, welcome, man.
Hey, Baba Yasa.
This is how
Yeah,
ridiculous
man.
conversations get on these
That's
panels,
the
right?
problem.
And how
Yeah,
they talk
you
to
haven't
women
got.
is crazy. Let's go. Because I heard from two
Uh,
women about it, and I want to hear from the men.
First of all, I want to say you a cowboy, to the pounder, which means welcome. And I'm glad to see Zion, my war child, man. Yeah. And the thing about it, first and foremost, religion, Christianity, excuse my French, have fucked up a lot of brothers. You understand? Because they got women in a low state as being the downfall of humanity, and that's all BS. That is not what took place. Now, when it comes to marriage, that's one of the worst things people, because a lot of them do not understand what marriage is: a business and a contract. You know, it says you are to be a helpmeet to what, to build a generation or to build wealth. And every time I've looked at it, I've been married 4 times. The first time I was in the military, and my wife, I caught her with another man. I'd been stationed in Las Vegas, and we was married a year and a half. So quite naturally, I was emotionally hurt. So I got out of that relationship. Later on, I married another young lady. We was together 4.5 years, had 3 children, and then she decided she didn't want to be married no more. I don't know what the problem was. And then the third one, we was married 38 years. Note that, 38 years. She decided one day in the morning, a wild child, she didn't want to be married no more. Well, okay, baby, you don't want to be married, but that means we got to dissolve all of our accumulations, property and things. With everything had to be dissolved through the courts. Everything we had accumulated in that relationship, the courts had to determine who gets what. That's business. Then when I got the divorce, they split up all the equitable things. So if it wasn't about business, why is the courts involved? In every marriage, there's a marriage license, is a contract between 2 individuals to do certain things. And if it don't work, you dissolve the contract. I learned that. It ain't all what it's about love. A lot of time it's not about love. It depends on what you're looking for to build a wealth, a relationship, or to build a empire. And I've learned in this last marriage, it's been you're talking about God sent. I mean, the ancestors really saw, because I was at the crossroads. So what I want to say to people out there, Christianity has ruined a lot of us. They made us think that marriage is forever and all like that. But do you not know? Now watch this. Have you ever read in Isaiah 4:1?
Isaiah 4:1. Okay.
Yo, Zion, have you ever read? War Child. I'm gonna call you War Child. I like them drilling. They think War Child. Have you ever read Isaiah 4:1? I'm talking about a business. Isaiah 4:1. Is it? Everybody believes they believe the Bible. They believe the Bible. Look at Isaiah 4:1. Then look at Proverbs 31.
Yeah, I've never read it.
Huh?
I've never read it.
Okay. In that day, 7 women should take hold of what?
One man.
And say what?
We would eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, but only let us be called by name to take away our reproach. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
That meant that back in the day when they had this old attitude, a woman had to have a man that ought to be recognized and be recognized as being a woman or had any clout. So to take a report because marriage was a thing that if you wasn't married, you considered a harlot or whatever. So they say, so the book said they take it in 7 to remove our reproach. And that ruined a lot of folks. They talk about well, marriage forever. That is not true because in the book, it says when you don't find any favor in the eyesight, get a written bill of divorcement. The whole thing is based on business. And many people getting married or hooked up for many reasons. So there's not one standard reason to get married. There are many reasons for wealth, security, child being shotgun weddings. So it's not always about love and affection. Sometimes it goes beyond that. I don't even get that far, you know. And we have to understand that because you go marry somebody, and it's a lifetime, you're stuck with them. Your death do us part. That is a bunch of BS. That's New Testament talk. But if you ever been in a relationship and you go into it, you're there to build wealth. It's there to build a legacy. If it don't work out, then you dissolve the equity that was accumulated and move on.
And I think that we understood this back in the day. You know, that's
Yeah,
why we had dowries. Like, you know, you raise up your woman, your female child to be a certain education level, to clean a certain way, to do a certain way, run the house a certain way. That man had to pay the family for the work they did raising that child to, and it's still dowry still exists in Africa and different other countries. We've
it's all
gotten away
on the
from the
book.
dowry and now where it's about love and all this other stuff. But if
That
I
is
believe that relationship that like existed on dowry like lasted way longer than these relationships that are based on
back
this
in the
whole
day.
thing of a concept
He
of
had to
love.
bring so many goats, so many of this. And then what about doing slavery when you was forced to breed and go over? Was it about love or was it about raising up to do the work?
Yeah, no, there was no love involved with that.
With no law and so we got it mixed up based on a lot of bad teachings. And we was taught, marriage is forever, and you sting to that one individual. Some I know a lot of men are in prison right now, marital prison, because they too afraid to leave the relationship. They there on a guilt trip because they either went out and screwed up, and she got that overhead. She hold them in hostage. A lot of them is not even in that situation. And then the book also say it's better to dwell on a housetop than with a contentious woman. Wait a minute. So all this stuff about love was 1/10 of what a marriage is. The rest of it's been because at some point in time, the season runs out and you got to go in and try to make it. And anytime, and I'm glad I watch out, all the time say if you're in a relationship, no matter how hard you try, you can't get no success. You're in a bad relationship. The chemistry is not right. Finding my soulmate. How do you find your soulmate? When do you know you find your soulmate? Because a lot of people been in relationship and they hate because they can't even find a way out. They worried. So no, marriage is a business. It's a compromise. It's a working out of things. You got to come to an agreement, and that takes a lot of work. A lot of work. I've been there, done that, because nothing more than hurt me no more. You go in debt for a new home, get it built. You $400,000 in debt, and 3 o'clock in the morning, someone tells you, "Well, look, we've been married 38 years, and I'm just tired of being married, so I'm gonna move out." Now I'm stuck with all the bills, house payments, all that. She go get her apartment. Is that love?
I think that if we actually look at love from a business from the beginning, it would not leave the man out at the end of the relationship when it ends and
Yeah,
goes faultily. That if we actually like look at love as a business, not love, but marriage as a business, then things would be split up equally. Okay, you cheated on me. That means you have to be homeless after we break up.
thing about that,
You're
and
gonna
like,
be punished. That's a punishment. You have to like start from scratch because we things didn't work out, and then I get everything and you get nothing. I don't think that's fair.
well
But I
then
think that if
look
we
at this.
actually go ahead, go ahead.
Look at and why you got to bring the courts and the lawyers into if it's not a business? Why do we have to bring the courts, lawyers in to divide up the property and stuff,
Assets. Yeah.
access if it's not a business? If we met the court and put us together when we decide to separate, why do we need lawyers in court if it's not a
Because
business?
the love left. That's
Say
when
that
it
again,
became,
watch out.
because the love left and it became profane and not sacred anymore. So now we're left with the residue, which is all profane documentation, finance, you know what I'm saying, dividing, you know what I'm saying, splitting the baby, as they say in the legal term. Now,
Yeah,
I ain't
right.
one to talk. I'm not one, you know what I'm saying, like as a person who has dealt with divorce, and I've been, you know what I'm saying, I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't care what y'all say. If I get married, it's for love on God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna hold that because while I hear your points, Baba Yasha, about, you know what I'm saying, like, the Western Christian system about, you know what I'm saying, me being a person who, held my purity, you know what I'm saying, all the
Right.
way until I got married, you know what I'm saying, and then, most of my relationships, you know what I'm saying, were long-term relationships. I had 3 9-year relationships. I'm 50. So that's 30 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? But I still won't compromise the love part. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just looking for the business aspect. I won't leave out the sacred part of it, because I feel like when that is lost, then there really is, really no glue besides finance and you know what I'm saying, and property, you know what I'm saying, and children, the children of I don't know how that works. I can't call it. I'm not going to be, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite or be one of those dudes who think I have all the answers when I have failed, 3 long-term failed relationships. I'm the last person to ask. You feel me?
And I can agree with
No,
you.
I'm not taking the love out.
No, I understand. We all go
And
one.
Baba has been married several times and divorced, so you're not. Don't feel a certain way.
I'm 79 years old now. I'm much time I put in 38 years in one marriage, and I went there for love, I thought. But as things happen and situations occur, sometimes that love is not enough to keep you there. But I understand what you're saying. And I appreciate it, because I was just like you. When I got married, I never want to be divorced, because I watched my mom go through a lot of things, and I didn't want to go through that. I don't want my children by a bunch of other women, right? I've got 14 children, and they're not by the same woman. 38 grandchildren that are all kin, 12 great-grands, and a possible great-great-grand. That was the hand that I was dealt. I didn't ask for it. It just worked out that way, and I went in just like you. I was no saved and sanctified, and didn't believe in running around and all that as I was talking growing up. But that ain't how the people you meet a lot of times that you run into, because some people have their own hidden agenda. You don't find it out until you say it. I do.
Well, let me just say this, man, and I've learned this for me personally. And this is being subjective and just personal in my own feelings. Every relationship I had, the major ones that were 9 years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I felt I felt like the sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, and even the loss, even the broken heart was a part of it. It's a part of my story. It's a part of that love. I would never remove the love and the affection and the, you know what I'm saying, the passion. That if it's not about that, then what am I paying for? And the heartbreak is a part of it too. And you know what? You know what I'm saying? That actually, as an artist, as a person who paints, and as a person who you know what I'm saying, like I always look at it as that muse thing. So the heartache and the loss, the broken heart. I love to sing melancholy, sad love songs. It's a part of the experience, and I won't take that away from it neither. It's a part of it. And I do not regret, you know what I'm saying, being with, you know what I'm saying, Yoka or Mina, or I love those relationships, and even the fall apart and the heartbreak was all a part of it. And it gives me music, it gives me a song to sing, whether about the good times or the bad times. I got my money's worth.
and I can tell, because I too, and like I said, I have children in all relationships, and that's still the glue. And I'm still in communication with them now. A couple of wives have transitioned since we've been apart, but the children, and we all meet, we talk, everything, but we got a loving family. But like I said, what happened happened. But now I'm like, even I don't kick love out. No, don't think I do. But I also know that it comes down to a thing. It's also a business as well. You know, that's why a lot of people get what they call prenups and all these things. You know, whereas we might not. A lot of folks go into not for the same reason. Everybody's not. It's not a love. It's all about security, and it's all about this. And I've heard, you know, and being a father of 10 girls, I've heard them. My daughter sit down and have conversation. They will raise a hair on the back of your neck, you know. And I'm going, well, why you? Well, you see, Dad, he doing this, that, and other, and it's all about what I can get out of them. I said, well, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing other than yourself? You know, and
Baba. Yeah. So this is actually, you know, like timely, because, you know what I'm saying, the other day I had just did a little freaking track, even though I kind of flipped it, you know what I'm saying, but it's one of my favorite songs from, you know what I'm saying, like the old R&B classics, that love on a two-way street.
Yeah, definitely.
You lost it on a lonely highway. Yo, I love that. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to take the love out of it, though, I mean, you do before you go into the contract. I think that bond is necessary to build that. You know what I'm saying? Because what you want is to become like, even with the African tradition. You know what I'm saying? The man and the woman were supposed to become family in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you look into the Kemetic. And this is not to be what do you call it, and what do you call it when you know they have Asar and Aset, right? And in the lore, Asar and Aset are sisters and brothers, right? And that's not to suggest, you know what I'm saying, that one should be engaging in, you know what I'm saying, that kind of, you know, direct, but when you build a relationship with a woman, you know what I'm saying, you fall in love with her, and then, you know, you're working together, she becomes that close where it's, you know what I'm saying, that close where it's like a family. You like your blood ties, you know what I'm saying, together in a sense, not literally, you know what I'm saying, but spiritually. She's your sister, you're her brother, you know what I'm saying, even though y'all are, you know, a husband and wife. That's where, you know, and maybe that's just my romanticism, you know what I'm saying, position.
I like that, your romanticism.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's my romanticism. But you know what I'm saying, with like my grandparents, for instance. My grandparents got married at 20 years old, right? And they were married all the way up. My grandmother's 95. I just lost my grandfather in March of this year. They were married all the way up until my grandfather was gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking 70, 75 years of marriage. And they were like sister and brother. People would look at them and say, y'all look similar, even though they come from two different. You've been together so long that their bonds, their behavior and everything, and then even how they had their little tiffs and stuff was like, you know what I'm saying, like a brother and a sister would have a tiff, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying. So, but did he build an empire with her? Absolutely. She knew how to handle the money. He knew how to handle finances and build his church and build their house and do his work. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother.
And protect their investment.
And protect their investment. She was, she had stacks, you know what I'm saying? She had money put away that nobody knew about. And everybody be like, oh, well, yeah. And that's one of the arts of the power of women. Women, you know what I'm saying, especially a good wife, you know what I'm saying? She's not stealing money. She's not taking money. She's putting it up for a reason. While he handles this and pays for that and takes care of that, she looks at the bread, puts what she can aside, makes sure that the house has this and that and the other, and then still does her own thing. My grandmother worked, you know what I'm saying, had her own little ventures and stuff like that, the mother of the church, and on top of that, she was in education. But when we turned around, you know what I'm saying, and it was time to look at the children, to look at what was left, you know what I'm saying, grandpa left the house, the land, you know what I'm saying, the church, and grandma stacked the bread. There's an inheritance waiting. You see what I'm saying?
I know
So,
exactly, but look at this.
in that business sense, but the love was not gone, because even right now, as she's going through dementia, she wakes up every day and says, "Where's my husband?"
Right.
That is what I want. I don't want it to just be about the business.
not just a pass through the night. But no, Walter, I remember.
She'll wake up in the morning and be like, "Where's my husband?" And they have to remind her he's with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that, you know. And listen, it brings a tear to my eye, but it's a warm feeling, and that's something that I desire. That kind of bond, that's priceless.
Well, see, Walter, they built theirs on a different form of relationship than you got today. Remember back when they got married was serious. I mean, they took it sincere, and they built on, and they fought through hard times. These young folks now can't stand nothing. The least wind blow, they run it. They run it. They run it. But see, but those that them old folks back in the day you talking about, they're like my granddaddy and all of them, and come along, they had a whole different era, and they had to fight, and they had to have a strong woman behind them. Otherwise, they couldn't have nothing. Even my wife today, right now, she's the CFO of our home, right? I've been places, man. I thought we were broke. You hear me? And I tell you what, let me give you for instance. We was in the trucking business. We got all these trucks, right? And we went to Baton Rouge to rest our trucks. When we got to Baton Rouge, my business, do my RP, it was like about $7,000 or $8,000, right? Well, I'm sitting there with $3,000 one day. And wait a minute, I'm going to get some more money. I'm down. This lady wretching her purse. This God is wretching her purse. I got you. She started selling out them hundreds. And I was probably, because she knew how to save and stack back. Where I was spending, she was saving. You understand? Right. They know how to. That's why the book says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing, but everybody ain't a damn wife.
Right.
Everybody
ain't a damn husband either.
You see what I'm talking about? Right. You know, somebody ain't built for that road. Even though they jump in it, you know, some people, believe it or not, if you ever get a chance to see the movie called Z, The Ant, everybody's born in the world with a purpose, and a lot of them is not born to be married. That sounds crazy, don't it?
Shay, right. Some people ain't born to be married. They not.
Some people ain't born to be, and they get into it and they make a wreck of it because that's not what they're here for.
Right.
I want to show you guys some more of this video because I think that it's gonna be.
I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it because that's the link. Come on, baby girl.
Yeah, but those two brothers, man, all they talking about is these two brothers is all crotch monsters. That's what my other elder called them. All he would talk about is sex. Come on, crotch monsters.
Let me just show how ridiculous it got. But there's a point I'm trying to make, right? Let's go.
I can't hear what it was going on, but unless you trying to go to a certain part of it. I don't hear anything, Genesis, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the middle of the video, but I'm about to get into that.
Yeah, because I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Do you have it muted or something?
I don't know, but I'm trying to see what.
Wait, can you hear the video?
I don't hear nothing.
We don't hear nothing. I was reading some of the subtitles, and homeboy saying like
okay, you can't hear it. Okay,
it's silent. Yeah.
Homeboy stuck on his lips and his fingers. That's a lot of problem. But when that joker failed to operate, then what your ass gonna do? Because there will come a time when old John ain't gonna stand to attention. Then what you gonna do?
He gonna swing low, sweet chariot. And
you'll just be swinging there, and you're trying to get pissing on your feet. You know. So then what you gonna do?
Right.
If you build it on sex alone, when that time goes away, because like it's like life, what are you gonna base it on then? What are you gonna base it on?
Can you hear it now?
What is that?
As a person with your business. So it's not just if you're with me, a person like me.
Oh,
it's
what
like
is
more.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
fucking software engineer.
but listen,
Why isn't
but
that
listen, stop
what
it,
is
stop
that?
it, please. Please stop it. Monica,
Yep.
right there, you said what you offer is if they got a business, you'll help them with their business. You just won't be messing with them. But that's not right. That's still not right. That's not right. That's not right.
So can you hear this now? Can you hear this?
I heard that part.
So
Yeah.
so I'm
Loud and clear
saying
now.
that they asked
Yeah.
me, what do I bring to the table? I said I'm a software engineer. What do you mean what I bring to the table? And then I have them saying it's not right, and I have other women say this is what's crazy. This is
Well,
my
what's not
cousin.
right?
I
What you
love
bring
her.
to
How
the
is it not right? How is it not right? If you're with a guy and
Because okay, if he has a business, okay, and you might help him, right? But they're talking about what are you bringing to the table for a relationship. So a relationship and you helping him with the business is like totally different because you'll be by your man and you'll do little things to help him. But what are you bringing as yourself to the table for a relationship?